welcome to another episode of Disqualified. I am your NXT Predictions Champion, Trevin, joined as always by our main roster predictions champion, Caleb.
Hola!
And Zach, our cameraman and producer, is as always behind the camera.
Hello.
And we are here to talk about Monday Night Monday Night Raw. This episode was...
it was raw, undercooked.
Yeah.
That was good.
It was very, very... We had 4 matches on the card tonight.
When I was thinking about what matches we had, I forgot about one because this card was so mid.
We obviously begin where the show begins, but where do we begin to talk about this episode? It was fueled with a bunch of controversy, which if you don't follow the news.
Yes.
There's a lot of worry about Night of Champions going on in Saudi this week. Dom and AJ is not happening at Night of Champions.
Nope.
It's been pulled.
Yeah.
Either Dom or AJ didn't want to go,
or both.
And I do not blame them.
Yeah.
But that is besides the point.
Yeah. They wrote it in kayfabe that Dom has a couple bruised ribs, which is not the most far-fetched excuse they could have written if
Styles said, what did he do, strain his mustache?
Yeah. But in a international promo that was during commercial breaks for us US audience, Dom said that he's got a couple bruised ribs and that's why he can't compete. It's not an injury that makes him vacate the title, as it's a quick recovery injury, but still not medically cleared to compete on Saturday.
Yep.
But the internets.
They took away 1 match and they gave us, 2 more?
2! Which means this probably was originally going to be a 7-match card, which is ridiculous. 6 matches is fine. 5 matches is perfect. 6 matches is cool, we get more action. But...
I would have liked to see how they would have done 7.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see how they would have done 7. Mainly because I don't think, other than Mania, there's more than 7 matches on the card.
Yeah.
Because I think Mania was 7 or 6.
7 each night, yeah.
No, it was 7 one night, 6 the other night. I think it was 13.
It was 7 night 2 because of the impromptu Randy.
7 night 2. Yep, so 14.
Yep.
Yeah, so they only save it for the big cards. I think they want to make Night of Champions a big card. I think they should have just kept the King and Queen of the Ring gimmick, though, because for a PLE that is, historically been every championship is going to be defended.
Or represented, at least.
On this night, we have 2 title matches out of our 6 matches, and no, I do not count King and Queen of the Ring as titles. They are tournaments. Those are 2 separate things. One prop you wear on your head. 1 prop you wear around your waist. Different things, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Now to the actual show.
We start off with Seth frickin' Rollins, Paul Heyman, and BBL.
We are going to milk that joke until they come out with an official faction name.
Trevin, I still milk Honk-a-Tonk. Honk-a-Tonk.
Yeah.
You think I'm going to stop milking the stupid name that we've come up with for them?
No.
Thank you. You understand me then.
Yes. But Seth cuts a promo that's very similar to his previous promos, but he brings up more good points about how, this company would look a lot different if it weren't for him. Inaugural NXT champion. He was the inaugural champion for the return of the World Heavyweight Champion. He is a 2-time Money in the Bank winner, and his first Money in the Bank cash-in was deemed the heist of the century. Is This business thrives off of me making moments. And I'm just here to make more moments to make sure we stay afloat. If you want to try to stop me, you'll just be the other person in the moment that I put in the dirt.
And no one comes out to interrupt. It's a weird promo. Usually nowadays, someone comes out to interrupt.
Yeah.
This was just a straight up, I'm going to speak, then I'm going to leave.
Yeah. And he leaves because, one, his big dog, his guard dog, his right-hand man, Braun Breaker, has a match against none other than Penta.
They found a way to make a Penta match boring.
I don't know how they did it.
I was not interested in this match at all.
It's because the action in ring wasn't bad. Like, there were a lot of high spots, and the ending was actually slick and super cool. But it's just like, it was out of nowhere, much like when Penta came out of nowhere to interrupt the match last week. But it's like, yeah, no, it's just with no stakes at all in this fight. It was just kind of like, we don't care.
It's funny because I said I think the true test is when Penta has a non-title feud. And if this is his first non-title feud and it's just a retread of a feud that we had for the title, not particularly interested.
Yeah. And it's funny because the screen capture they used for announcing this match online, a lot of the graphics were the show graphic back when they were title feuding.
Yeah. It was bad. It was confusing. Yeah. It was a match that ended, honestly, in a really cool way.
Yes.
The ending spots were cool. So
yes.
We saw Penta go for a Canadian destroyer or Mexican destroyer twice so far.
Yes.
He finally hits it. Not enough to put Braun down.
Nope. Braun kicks out, so Penta's like, you know what? I still got some gas in me. I can still go for some Han flying. He goes for a mid-rope springboard crossbody. Spear!
Yeah. He murdered him.
Yes.
Braun catches him out of midair. What would JR say? By God, he is broken in half. Yeah. That man had a family.
1, 2, 3.
And we get Seth coming back out, and Seth looks at Penta and he says, "This is your one and only warning. Do not get in my way."
Yup.
And Penta just says, no. Not the last we'll see of Penta tonight. But I'm not interested in this feud if this is what's going to keep happening.
Yeah.
They are very much at a standstill until Seth cashes in with this group.
Yes, but another thing, the Penta segment we see is that Penta's still a little beat up from getting speared into oblivion when none other than Lucha hater Chad Gable is like, I don't like laughing at other people's follies, but for you, I'll laugh.
Interesting note. So, Braun Penta was the opening match, and most of Penta's makeup was washed off in that fight due to sweat and, just friction.
Yeah.
This segment takes place halfway through the show.
Yes.
Like 8 o'clock is when this takes place. Penta's makeup is back on.
He reapplied.
And then continued to sell the ribs.
Yeah.
Penta is a interesting character.
Yeah, but Penta's like, not tonight, Gable, not tonight. But Gable, being the master instigator he is, eats a clean right hook right to the jaw.
And sacrifice.
Yep.
That arm, boy. And
Yep.
Gable apparently is dealing with some undisclosed injury.
Yep.
He
So
will
this
be
was
out for a
yep.
specific amount of
this
time.
was his way of writing us off. But for those with the keen eye, you see that this segment was also how they announced that, hey, yo, Ludwig's back.
They didn't announce it. He just showed up.
Yep.
But Trevin, tell the people what you told me before we started rolling this camera.
Some members of the IWC and some people who are trying to dig up insider reports have reported that there is a potential for Ludwig Kaiser to take on the persona of El Grande Americano while Gable is out.
Now, whoever the fuck thinks that's actually serious, I should smack the hell out of you. What the fuck? They are two. One is tall and skinny. One is short and stout. Like, bro, like, what are we doing? They are two completely different body types. Trying to comprehend
Why
Ludwig Kaiser being in the El Grande Americano getup. Gunther would kill him.
Yes.
Gunther would murder him. Because that is the exact type of bullshit that he does not like.
Exactly.
I bet you it's just a work. It's a work. I got the terminology mixed up. Maybe it's just a work and Chad's going away.
Yeah, while El Grande steps up, but it's like, I also want the El Grande gimmick to just be done already.
I don't know what they're going to do from here on out with
Nope.
Chad and El Grande.
Yeah.
But now...
We got a PLE to continue setting up.
Yes, and we finally get a finals match set
Yep.
for Night of Champions.
Yep,
And this
your-
is your Queen of the Ring tournament.
And this is honestly a lot better of a match than some people wrote it out. It was going to be. It is one Jade Cargill versus the Prodigy, the Judgment Day Instigator, Roxanne Perez.
There were two good matches on this card. This is one of them. So Roxanne and Jade, like Roxanne trained Jade, like helping her get ready when she got into WWE.
Mm-hmm.
These two have such great in-ring chemistry.
I was dying of laughter. I was going, ooh, after a couple hits. I was like, have these two run it back eventually, because
Yeah, no.
I enjoyed this match a lot more than I thought I was going to.
I think this might have been one of Jade's better singles matches in WWE.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Roxanne's a hooper. But in the end, you know who picks up the win? Jade Cargill.
Yeah. Jaded into a 1, 2, 3.
Not a single Pop Rocks attempt.
There
There was an attempt, but then it got counted.
Yes. Yes, Roxanne hit one of her secondary finishers by going for I think it was a Kimura or something? I don't know. No.
Kimura's not. You're thinking of what happened in the main event.
No, yeah. No, Roxanne hit her secondary finisher with her new, backhand spring knee drop.
Mhm.
She hits now. Yeah. Which is honestly still super cool and a nice secondary finisher.
Yep, but Jade hits the Jaded. 1, 2, 3. And now our finals matchup is set for Queen of the Ring, and they are 1 Raw representative being Asuka, and the SmackDown representative Jade Cargill.
Yep, who they have a stare down after Jade wins and heads up the ramp, and
They have ruined Asuka's theme.
Yeah.
They gave her old theme back for 2 shows, and then it's the same lyrics, it's the same melody.
They boosted the drums.
Why'd you have to fuck with the drums?
They bass boosted the drums.
It was so ass.
Yeah.
Like, bro, drums should not be overwhelming the main vocals on a song.
No, yeah. I mean, in recent history, WWE has had an audio balancing issue that we have pointed out a multiple of times.
That's just with our ads. And that's mainly the MetLife 2 nights. They really mixed that Cardi B segment loud for some fucking reason.
Yeah, but yeah, the stare down just adds to the thing of like ever since Asuka was announced to be returning, people's predictions have been thrown out the window. It's like mate, because that's the thing is that after SmackDown 2, they're really pushing Naomi, harping for that title, and Jade is just a perfect slot in to be the match she cashes in on, but in a international during commercial break segment.
They did tease heavily Asuka versus Io
At SummerSlam. So it's like
you have two good matches to go right there. You have Tiffany and Jade, and you have
Asuka and Io, which is a career-long rivalry and friendship versus an obvious story system match that both are good options.
Or I guess if they really want to swerve us this Friday, it is going to be Tiffany versus
Nia in a last man standing.
Yeah, so Nia could pick up the win there. But we shall see when we get there. Now, we have our only title match on the card for tonight.
Well, before this match, we do get a backstage promo segment montage with an important one being the internet claimed another victory. At Night of Champions, we have one Sami Zayn versus one Karrion Kross in singles action.
We tell our writers to book for the WWE Universe, not the internet wrestling community. Oh, Karrion Kross. Go out there, pal. Have fun.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like, Kross is cool. He hasn't done shit, really. He's just devil in someone's ear.
Yeah.
And
people were doing the like map of his career in terms of PLEs. His last PLE match was against Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits in a 6-man tag at WrestleMania 40.
oh,
And then his last 1v1 on a PLE was against Drew McIntyre in 2022.
was he bald back then?
I can't remember. I think it was the strap match they had.
They had a strap match?
Yeah.
I can't remember that shit. That match has been memory hold.
Yeah, no.
But so we do get a Judgment Day clubhouse segment where Finn is playing motivational coach. I mean, this took place before the Jade and Roxanne match. But Finn was like, Roxanne's going to go on to win that tournament. JD and I are going to go in for the tag titles next week.
You're gonna heal up and beat the snot out of AJ and Raquel.
You are the tag champions.
Yeah. And Raquel's like, but Pierce is already talking with Aldis on the phone about what the plans for these titles are, and he's like, no, you go make a statement and prove you get to keep those titles until Liv gets back.
He didn't say that. He's like, yeah, there's that. Or you could just sit here complaining.
Yeah.
And that ignited a spark in Raquel. And Raquel storms off to go make a statement, and we will see her
after this match.
So the last backstage segment, no, there's two. And then we get this match that's coming up. So it was Sheamus talking with the Alpha Academy, sans Otis, and the new women's tag team that have not debuted yet, the Dungeon Dolls of Maxine Dupree and Natalia.
Yeah. They're thinking Sheamus for,
standing up to Rusev.
Yeah, putting him in his place during the Fatal 4-Way. Rusev is like, look, you guys got a bright future ahead of y'all. Like, I've got one accolade to get, but you've got so many accolades ahead of you. And then, out from behind him,
Rusev. And Rusev walks up and they start spatting. We get a rare League of Nations mention.
Yep.
In the
Sheamus
year
drops the bar.
2025.
Yep, Sheamus drops the bar of, like, from what I remember, you were the most egotistical member of.
You didn't even mean to, but that was also a good callback to Sheamus' other tag team
Yeah.
with Cesaro. I don't even think you meant to do that. They
No.
were called the Bar.
Oh, sup?
Like, that's actually a really good slight mention. But yeah, Sheamus says that Rusev was the most egotistical and bashful person of the League of Nations. And now they're going to fight.
Yep.
And I think that's next week.
Yes.
Yeah, so next Raw, Sheamus v. Rusev.
Yep. And they also announced that because of a double recording, because of it, Independence Day over here in the U.S., Raw next week has a special start time of 6 Eastern, 4 Pacific, I believe. No. Yes. No. 3 Pacific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said yeah. I don't know the time zones. I know my time zone.
Yes.
It starts at 5 here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the last promo we get before we get to our Women's Intercontinental Championship match was Lyra approaching Bailey in the backstage area, being like, "Look, I'm sorry. Like, I overreacted last week." And Bailey's like, "I didn't know I needed your permission to go get a title match that's owed to me."
And Lyra's like, "That's not what I mean. I mean, I just wanted to bring up how, like..."
And then you see Becky creep up in the back, and she just... I don't know what Becky was coming to do, because she very much dislikes Bailey, so, like, they weren't gonna, like, be respectful. But she sees Lyra walk up, and goes... Ugh.
Yeah.
It's like Gordon playing some games where he just sees us do something stupid. He's just like, ugh.
But they spat a little bit, going like, "I didn't know I needed permission from you to do this," and it's like, I didn't.
It's a piece of gum, have it.
Where the fuck did it go?
I'm talking about that shit.
Yeah, but it's like Bailey apologizes for not communicating about her status to Lyra. Lyra apologizes for getting angry at Bailey. It seems they're now in mutual agreement, and Bailey says, "Listen, as soon as I win this title off Becky, you're front of the line because of what she's done to you."
And Bailey's gear, we're just going to cut to the match because that's pretty much all that happened in the promo. Bailey's gear was very much her WrestleMania gear.
Yes. They literally said on commentary that Bailey told us that this was the gear she was going to wear if she was able to make it to WrestleMania 41.
And it very much looks like that because it's very much themed to be with Lyra's.
Yes.
This is the second good match of the night. Bailey and Becky.
Great chemistry.
Great chemistry. Like, literally, technical masterpiece. Counter after counter, slam after slam.
Yep.
It ends in the dumbest fucking way possible.
We got to build it up, though, a little bit. So, Bailey and Becky get to ringside and squabble out there a little bit. Becky throws Bailey over the announce table and decides, "I can retain by countout." So she starts putting chairs onto Bailey, goes back
chair
into
avalanche.
goes back into the ring, turns around and sees none other than one Lyra Valkyria pulling the chairs off of Bailey, helping Bailey up to get back into the ring. Becky decides to start a verbal assault on Lyra. Lyra looks like she wants to punch Becky, but the ref gets in the way and is like, "Remember, this is a title match, don't touch her." And the announce desk is also yelling, "Don't touch her, Lyra." Bailey eventually makes it back into the ring, and
She's literally about to hit her top rope elbow drop. It is the funniest frame. You see her go like this, and then Lyra just jumps out of nowhere, starts pummeling Becky. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. I mean, we knew that this was setting up a triple threat in the near future, but they could have done the spot to DQ Bailey a little better. Still good match. The actual DQ spot could have been built up a bit better.
Yeah. I think it's hard to say when Lyra should have gotten involved. I think she should have gotten involved and like tripped her, because I think that probably would have caused the DQ when she's trying to get back into the ring. Mainly because having Bailey come back and get to do her finisher, like about to do one of her finishers, it just looks stupid.
Yeah.
Like, why take that moment away from her?
It's like, there wasn't just verbal assault there. Lyra did get hit a couple times physically by Becky, but not vice versa. But once Lyra finally got to return the physicality, Bailey was literally about to get the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. So
it's like, eh?
And then Lyra acted confused
Yeah.
when the match got called the DQ.
Yeah.
She was like, what do you mean a DQ? Do you not know the rule set you were just fighting under for months?
Yeah, it's like the anger just took over her and she forgot, oh right, this match was for the title. I just pissed off a friend.
Yeah. And now we get the last promo of the night. Internet saying that they're loving the direction that this person is going in, the change, and
What change?
what change?
We're talking, of course, about Raquel calling out Rhea, Rhea responding, and they start squabbling. Raquel gets the upper hand eventually and starts going for a Slim Jim table.
Snap into a Slim Jim table.
Yep, and Rhea is able to wake up, take out Raquel, and she's like, oh, you want tables? You want tables? We can have tables then.
She sets up the table,
Yep.
and you know that one rule in wrestling.
You set it up, you go through it. So she is about to hit Raquel with the Riptide before someone's counterweighing her. And it's none other than one Roxanne Perez, basically piggybacking Rhea to provide counterweight to make sure Raquel doesn't get Riptide.
Yep, and we get I think, was it a big boot or was it an Aussie conk?
I think it was a big boot, because I would have said Aussie Conk if it was an Aussie Conk.
Yeah, so big boot,
Yep.
and then that gives Raquel enough time to recover and hit the Tejana bomb
Through the table.
It was...
Yeah. Raquel thanks Roxanne, picks her up, gives her a hug, and they dip. Rhea, after we return from commercial break, kicks down Adam Pearce's door after he just got off the phone with Nick and is like, Raquel, I want a match. And he's like, I can make that happen. I'm champion, sounds good. And she's like, sounds good. And Adam Pearce is like, how about a street fight? And she's like, even better.
Yep.
Then it's official.
So is the new character for Raquel or the new direction the new tag team partner? Because if that's it, it sucks. Raquel, I put in the list of people who don't move me in the ring. Nothing that they do is entertaining.
You brought
That list is Rich Holland, Eddie Thorpe, and Raquel Rodriguez.
one of those people ain't in the company anymore.
It's just when these people are in the ring, I just there's nothing inherently that I find entertaining. I guess that's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
The promo is very short. People are thinking that they're going to have Raquel break out into a single star, and let me tell you,
Nope.
that's not going to be the case. They literally just piggybacked her with Roxanne.
Yep.
So
No.
that she's not going to be a single star anytime soon. She's going to be stuck in that tag division until Liv gets back, and then we're probably going to get Liv and Rhea v Raquel and Roxanne.
Yeah.
Like that's probably
Yeah.
the end sight in
The
this.
Yeah, the last time Raquel seemed like a singles threat internally was 2024's Elimination Chamber in Perth.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, people were like, she ain't winning.
No, you're fucking in Australia, and it's Rhea Ripley in the match. You're not.
No,
you're
she
not-
wasn't in the match. Rhea was champion back then. Becky won that Elimination Chamber.
Did Rhea had a match?
Yeah,
Oh, she
against
faced
Nia.
Nia that night.
Yeah.
She faced Nia that night.
Yeah.
And now,
A match.
I'll do the little intro, and then I'll let Trevin explain the match because I couldn't care less for this match.
We dubbed this match the Battle of Mid.
It is your main event of the evening. It is your men's semifinalists for the King of the Ring tournament. It is the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes versus Yeet Man himself, Jey Uso. And now, Trevin, take the reins.
Sure. Honestly, decent opener. The fact that they had to fill the main event time slot turned it into a slog. Like, the opener showed off that these two have that chemistry of being both enemies and friends at one point. You know, they exchange, hip tosses. They exchange some more of their signature striking moves. And then we cut to a couple commercial breaks where they're starting to pull stuff out of their bag. Jey is pulling up stuff that he has not pulled out in a while. For example, the Samoan drop he has not hit in a minute. But of course, they still return to their classic stuff. Like Cody's still classically going for the punches. He's famous for hits a total of 3 Cody cutters in this match. But much like how Jey brought back the Samoan drop, Cody decides to bring back the Kimura
Did you say bring back the Samoan drop? Motherfucker, that move never went anywhere. Do you watch a Nia Jax match?
I meant bring back for Jey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been a minute since he's hit one of those, especially because of who's been on his opponent's roster.
Yeah,
But yeah.
I'll let you just continue.
Yeah, but Cody brings back the Kimura. That commentary actually brings up and name drops that this is the move that forced Brock Lesnar to tap out.
Yep, a rare Brock mention in 2025.
Yep. But that prompts the Jey move thieving, and Jey switches it into a sleeper hold. Cody breaks free after a very long time in the hold. They go down a little more. Cody goes for a crossroad. Psych! Jey move thieving the F out of this match and hits the crossroad, and Jey hits the crossroads instead.
1, 2,
Kick
Kick
out.
Jay
Yeah.
then hits a spear.
Yep, is going for the Uso splash. Cody wakes up, hits a top rope Cody cutter, stands Jey up for the crossroads, hits it for the 1, 2, 3, and your finals are Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton for King of the Ring at Night of Champions.
This match was so boring. I'm having the exact opposite reactions to Trevin. I think the ending made little to no sense. Cody, you just got hit with your own finisher, another finisher, and then you just pop up like it's nothing. Also, Jay, since when the hell do you do across the ring Uso splashes?
He's hit them a couple times.
When was the most recent one?
It's back in his tag days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Irrelevant.
They did corner to corner Uso splashes.
Irrelevant at that point, then. If it's back to the tag days.
Yeah.
He's a single star now.
Yeah.
Like, bruh, that's at least, what, 2 years ago?
Money in the Bank was his last tag match, yeah.
Yeah, with the
Blood-
Usos, yeah.
The Bloodline Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was also the last time he hit a corner to corner Uso splash.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Usos have teamed in, like, one other match recently, but they didn't do anything like that.
No.
They hit a 1D.
Yeah.
Like, they just changed their tag register to the 1D. That's it for this episode of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Not a lot happened.
Yeah.
Next week for Raw, we do have a tag team title match, New Day versus Judgment Day.
Yeah.
We have the men's IC, I believe.
Potentially.
Potentially.
If they
do it
decide that that's when we're like, and Dom's re-cleared.
Monday. If not, they're probably saving it till main event.
Yeah.
And then we have another match.
Yeah, they did confirm another match for next.
Oh, there's another thing I wanted to mention. Goldberg is set to be a prominent fixture on Raw until his retirement match at Saturday night's main event. Which means
Every week. Up until that match.
Goldberg is more of a full-time worker right now than Roman Reigns.
Then Logan Paul. Who he made a whole thing about his Raw debut being like, I'm a full-timer now.
So, just let that sink in. That has been it from us here at Disqualified. We will do predictions, tomorrow as of recording day?
As of recording, yeah, it's when we record Night of Champion predictions.
A lot of things just got changed. So, we shall see you then. This has been it from us here at Disqualified. I am your two-time main roster predictions champion, Caleb. That is your NXT predictions champion, Trevin. That is Beltless Zach, our producer behind the camera. And Gordon, our editor-in-chief, is also behind the camera. He joined us mid-recording. We shall see you next time. Thank you for your time. Oh, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell 3 times so you know the match is over. Thank you for your time. Peace.
Bye!